When three bullies cornered Kareem behind the gym, they expected fear. But within seconds, one was on the ground and the others learned what it really means to mess with the wrong kid. If you've ever been underestimated or bullied, smash that like button and get ready, because this story isn't just about fighting back. It's about standing tall when the world tries to make you small. No one noticed when Kareem Tolliver walked through the front doors of Millstone High in Lansing, Michigan. No welcome, no whispers, just another transfer student halfway through the semester. His hoodie was faded, his backpack worn, and he walked with that quiet kind of focus, the kind that comes from learning to read a room before you ever speak in it. The school was polished. The kids wore brand names, their laughs were loud, confident. Kareem didn't fit that mold. He kept to himself, ate alone, did his work, and stayed invisible. That's how his uncle taught him. Move quiet. Don't invite trouble. But quiet doesn't last long in a place where people feed off attention. On his third day, Kareem sat at the back of the cafeteria eating spaghetti and banana with a carton of chocolate milk. That's when he heard it, a loud, mocking laugh. "Yo, what is that? You bring that from home?" The voice belonged to Brock Simmons, varsity jacket, football star, and self-proclaimed king of Millstone High. Two of his friends flanked him, grinning like backup dancers. Kareem didn't respond. He kept eating. Brock smirked louder. "Man's eating like it's the Great Depression." A few tables laughed. Not all, but enough to make it sting. Kareem stared at his tray, picked up his milk, and stood. "I'm done." No anger, no scene, just walked away. But silence has a cost. That day's joke turned into rumors. Someone wrote charity case on his locker. Someone shoved his books. No one claimed it. Kareem wiped it off, stayed quiet. But every bruise that doesn't show still hurts. After school, Kareem took the number 12 bus to his uncle's gym. The place smelled like sweat, leather, and history. His uncle Reggie looked up from wrapping someone's hands. "You good?" Kareem muttered. "Just school." Reggie nodded toward the mats, then let it out. Kareem didn't speak another word. He changed, stepped on the mat, and hit the pads like they insulted him. Hooks, counters, pivot, precision. Not wild, controlled, because his uncle drilled it into him. You don't fight to hurt, you fight to control. At Millstone, Brock couldn't shake the image of that cafeteria scene. Kareem didn't flinch, didn't even look scared. That burned him. By Friday, the whispers had spread. The new kid's got an attitude. He's from Detroit, probably got a record. In gym class, the coach paired them up for basketball drills. Brock tossed the ball a little too hard. "Come on, Tolliver, show me what you got." Kareem bounced it back, hard enough to echo. Brock blinked. The other boys snickered. That tiny sound, that one moment, made up his mind. He hated Kareem now. What followed was slow poison. Gum in Kareem's locker, whispers in the hallway. "Yo, you bring your bulletproof vest from Detroit?" Laughter followed. Kareem didn't respond. He kept his head down. But every bruise that doesn't show still hurts. At home, Uncle Reggie noticed the tension. "You holding something back?" Kareem nodded slightly. Reggie sighed. Sometimes holding back is harder than swinging, but if someone backs you into a corner, you don't let them walk over you either. By the next week, the rumor mill was vicious. Brock told anyone who'd listen that Kareem had been expelled before. He even whispered to teachers that Kareem carried a knife. Lies, but loud lies. Loud enough to stick. Then came the day behind the gym. Kareem was leaving school late, backpack slung low, headphones in. The lot was empty except for three figures waiting near the dumpsters. Brock, Logan, and Ty. Brock called out, "Yo, Tolliver." Kareem pulled out one earbud. "What?" Brock smirked. "You think you're better than everyone? Too good to talk?" Kareem's voice was calm. "I didn't come here for you." Logan shoved him. "We're talking to you, man." Kareem stayed still. "Don't." Brock laughed. "Go on, Logan." Logan swung wild. Kareem moved. Quick, sharp, trained. One twist, one sweep, and Logan was on the pavement, gasping. Ty froze. Brock lunged, sloppy, angry. Kareem ducked under, drove his elbow into Brock's ribs, clean and controlled. Ty raised his hands. "Yo, chill!" 12 seconds. That's all it took. And then, "What's going on here?" The assistant principal's voice cracked through the air. Brock scrambled to his feet. "He jumped us!" Kareem stared, silent. The teacher saw no blood, just fear, but not the kind he expected. They marched to the office. Kareem didn't say a word. Brock muttered threats under his breath. The principal sighed. You know we have a zero-tolerance policy. Kareem looked him dead in the eye. Then maybe you should talk to the ones who never stopped it. By Monday, the story had exploded. Kareem wasn't the quiet new kid anymore. He was the dangerous one. People stepped aside when he walked. Teachers whispered. Brock posted a grainy video clip, cut right before Logan swung first. The caption, he thinks he's in a movie. Comments poured in, he's psycho, should have expelled him already. Then came the hearing. The school called it a disciplinary review. Kareem sat beside his uncle in a small room that smelled like coffee and paper. Across the table sat the principal, a school board rep, and a counselor. The board member leaned forward. We've received reports that you pose a safety threat. Reggie's voice was calm but sharp. My nephew doesn't start fights. He finishes them when he has no choice. The man raised a brow. So he's trained in combat? Trained in control, Reggie said. There's a difference. Kareem finally spoke. They cornered me. I warned them. I didn't swing first. Silence. The board member tapped his pen. So what should you have done? Kareem met his eyes. Let them beat me? Reggie leaned in. You saw a big, quiet black kid and decided he must be the threat. That's your real problem. The room froze. They didn't expel him that day, said they'd review further, but everyone knew the air had shifted. Then came the surprise. A quiet girl from his art class, Delaney, approached Kareem at lunch. She whispered, I saw everything. Behind the gym. I was sketching nearby. Logan threw the first punch. I told the school. I'll testify. Kareem just stared, not sure if he believed her. Why now? She looked down. Because staying silent makes me guilty too. At the next hearing, Delaney spoke, voice trembling but steady. He didn't attack anyone. They attacked him. He told them to stop. The truth hit the room like a cold wind. No one argued. The board dropped the case. Kareem Tolliver was cleared. The next week at school was quiet. No one laughed. No one joked. Even Brock couldn't meet his eyes. Logan stayed home for 2 days. Ty switched lunch tables. Kareem went back to eating alone. Same tray, same spot, but now it felt different. The silence wasn't ignorance anymore. It was respect. Or maybe fear. One afternoon, Delaney walked past his locker. She didn't say anything, just a small nod. He nodded back. Some things don't need words. By the end of the semester, little changes started showing up. A teacher stepped in when someone made a slick comment. A freshman stood up for another kid. It wasn't a revolution, but it was something. Then one morning, her English teacher stopped him. We're having an assembly. One of the speakers dropped out. Would you say a few words? Kareem froze. Me? She smiled. You've got something to say. People need to hear it. The next day, the auditorium was packed, lights low. Kareem stood at the mic. No notes, just truth. I've been called a lot of things since I got here. Quiet, weird, dangerous, but I didn't come here to fight anybody. I came here to finish school. He scanned the crowd. No laughter now, just listening. I've made mistakes, but if the only story you know about me is the one someone else told, then you never knew me at all. I'm from a place where keeping your head down keeps you alive. Here, I've learned that sometimes silence just makes people talk louder. He paused. So next time, before you label someone, maybe ask what they've been through. For a moment, there was stillness. Then, one clap. Then another. Until the whole room filled with something real. Later that day, as Kareem walked through the courtyard, a younger kid stopped him. You really trained to fight? Kareem smiled. I trained to stay ready. The kid nodding. Can you teach me? Kareem thought for a second. First lesson, stand tall, even when it's easier to shrink. And together, they walked toward the gate, not as fighter and student, but as two kids learning how to stop running from the world. Because sometimes, the sweetest revenge isn't breaking someone down. It's standing tall when they tried to make you disappear. If this story hit home for you, tap that like button and tell us in the comments what you'd have done in Kareem's place. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this every week.